Daniel Wright's penthouse was bathed in the warm, golden light of the late afternoon. Toy bricks were scattered across the floor. A partially eaten apple had fallen from the coffee table, and the sound of giggles emanated from a pillow fort. Inside was his 3.5-year-old daughter, Chloe. Daniel, still in his dress pants from the office with his sleeves rolled up, knelt beside her, trying to fit together a small wooden puzzle shaped like a rabbit. His phone vibrated on the table. He sighed and answered without looking. "Whatever it is, be quick. I'm currently solving a rabbit crisis." His friend Liam's voice came through. "Daniel, listen, I need a huge favor. I can't make it to a dinner tonight. It's a setup. Can you please just go for me? Just show up." Daniel went still. "You want me to go on a date for you? She's expecting someone. You just need to make an appearance." Daniel looked at Chloe, who was now placing a sticker on his shoe. His plan formed instantly. "Fine," he said, "but I'm bringing my daughter." "What? No, absolutely not. Let's see how long she lasts when she finds out I brought a 3-year-old. He ended the call. Chloe looked up. "Where are we going, Daddy?" He stood, lifting her into his arms. "We're going to meet a lady. Is she nice?" "I seriously doubt it," he muttered. "But I'm not going for me." Chloe giggled. "Can Flopsy come?" she asked, holding up her well-loved stuffed rabbit. "Absolutely. Flopsy is crucial to the operation." He dressed her in a soft, pink dress with little white dots, then threw on a sports coat himself. 15 minutes later, they were driving into the city center, traffic moving slowly as the metropolis began to glitter for the evening. Half a block from the bistro, Le Jardin Bleu. Daniel slowed the car at the sound of a heated discussion. "I gave you a 20, a woman was saying, her tone calm but firm. "The fare was 12. "You owe me change." "You handed me a 10, the cab driver retorted. The woman was young, with honey-colored hair tied in a loose ponytail. She wore a tan coat too light for the season and carried a canvas bag that looked well used. Her cheeks were flushed with either frustration or the cold. Daniel quickly found a parking spot and got out, Chloe in his arms. "Is there a problem here?" The driver shrugged. "She's short." Without a second thought, Daniel took a 20 from his wallet and handed it to the man. "This should cover it." The driver grabbed the cash and sped off. The woman turned to Daniel, her eyes wide. "You didn't have to do that. I had it under control." Daniel adjusted Chloe on his hip. Looked like it. He turned to leave, but she held out a crumpled dollar bill. "Take this." He blinked. "Why?" "I don't like being in debt to people I don't know." He looked at her, really looked. There was a quiet dignity in her posture. She wasn't just being polite, she meant it. He took the dollar. "Thanks," he said. As he walked away, Chloe whispered, "She was pretty." Daniel held her a little tighter. "Don't get any ideas, kiddo." But his mind was already elsewhere. Something about the girl with the determined eyes and the dollar bill had stuck in his head. The host at the restaurant only looked mildly surprised when Daniel arrived, holding the hand of a cheerful toddler dressed for a party. Chloe skipped beside him, Flopsy under one arm. Her excitement was palpable, while Daniel looked like he had already decided to be unimpressed. "Right this way, sir," the host said, leading them to a small corner table set for 2. Daniel raised an eyebrow. "We'll need a high chair." As they approached the table, Daniel stopped short. Sitting alone, hands folded neatly in her lap, was the girl from the taxi. Her honey hair was now in a tidier ponytail, her coat replaced by a simple emerald green dress. She looked up and blinked. "You," they both said at once. Chloe gasped. It's the pretty lady from outside. She tugged at Daniel's jacket. Daddy, it's her. She's here. Daniel stood, frozen, lips parted, unsure what to say. Sophia was the first to recover. She stood and smiled warmly at Chloe. And you must be Flopsy's manager, she said, crouching down to Chloe's level. Chloe giggled. No, silly. Flopsy's mine. I'm Chloe. Well, Chloe, Sophia said with a conspiratorial grin, you have excellent taste in stuffed animals. Chloe beamed. Daniel finally pulled out the chair opposite Sophia and sat down with a sigh, placing Chloe between them. So, you're the blind date. Seems that way, Sophia replied. Your friend Liam texted me half an hour ago, saying he was sending a substitute. He forgot to mention that his replacement would be a single father, bringing a 3-year-old to the date. She smiled. I don't mind. She's wonderful. Daniel leaned back in his chair, his tone cool. Do you always make friends with strange men's children? Sophia met his eyes, unruffled. Only when they speak to me first, and seem curious and kind. Chloe, now on her knees, on the chair, reached across the table. Can I sit with you? She asked Sophia. Daniel opened his mouth to object, but Sophia had already extended her arms. Chloe climbed across and settled happily into Sophia's lap, rabbit in tow. Daniel blinked. She doesn't usually do that. She probably knows I won't make her eat her vegetables, Sophia teased, tickling Chloe's side gently. Chloe squealed with laughter. The sound echoed around the quiet dining room. Daniel watched, arms folded, not entirely sure what to make of it. This was not how tonight was supposed to go. He was supposed to make things awkward, uncomfortable, drive this woman away. Instead, Chloe had clearly decided Sophia was her new best friend. He looked at Sophia. She was focused entirely on Chloe, her face soft, eyes warm, every movement gentle but confident. She didn't seem like someone trying to impress a wealthy man. She seemed like someone who genuinely liked children and was good with them. Daniel cleared his throat. You're taking this very well. She looked up, amused. Should I be offended? Most women would be. I'm not most women. No, Daniel said quietly. You're not. They ordered food, grilled cheese for Chloe, soup and a salad for Sophia, steak for Daniel, though he barely touched it. He spent more time watching the woman across from him break pieces of bread for Chloe and ask about her favorite cartoon. Sophia never once asked Daniel about his company, his penthouse, or his net worth. When she asked about Chloe's favorite bedtime story, Daniel almost choked on his water. You're good with her, he admitted finally. I like kids. They make more sense than adults most days. Chloe nodded solemnly. Grown-ups forget to play. They do, Sophia said, brushing Chloe's hair from her forehead. Daniel glanced away, unsettled by the sudden warmth in his chest. This was not what he expected, and that somehow bothered him the most. Daniel didn't eat much during dinner. His gaze kept drifting toward the other side of the table, where Sophia was now carefully wiping the corners of Chloe's mouth with a napkin. Her expression was patient and soft. Chloe giggled. That tickles. My apologies, Sophia said with a grin, gently dabbing her cheeks. But I can't let your jelly smile win. Chloe beamed. Can you tell me more about the squirrel? Daniel blinked. Sophia glanced at him as if asking permission. He gave a brief nod. Sophia turned back to Chloe. Well, the squirrel was scared to climb the big oak tree because it was so high. But guess what? What? Chloe leaned forward, eyes wide. She did it anyway, because sometimes the best acorns are at the very top. Chloe clapped her hands in delight. Daniel leaned back slightly, arms folded. You come up with those on the spot. Sophia shrugged lightly. I work with kids. Improvisation is part of the job. And how did you end up doing that? He asked, his tone still measured, but no longer biting. I started at the center about 2 weeks ago, she replied, then smiled wistfully. After my brother moved out, I needed something steady again. I used to do a lot of babysitting when we were younger. Daniel raised an eyebrow. Brother. Sophia nodded. He's 18 now. I basically raised him. Our parents died in a car accident when I was 20. I was in college at the time, had a full scholarship, but I dropped out. Someone had to take care of him. There was no self-pity in her voice, just fact. And the muffins? He asked, recalling a detail from their earlier conversation. That's my side project, she said with a wink. Helps cover rent, and kids love baked goods, especially squirrel-shaped ones. Daniel's gaze dropped to Chloe, who was now carefully stacking sugar packets beside her plate. She said suddenly, without looking up, Miss Sophia told me a story about the squirrel in class. Daniel froze. He turned slowly to Sophia. What did she just say? Sophia looked equally surprised. Chloe looked up, confused. Yesterday she told me about squirrels climbing trees to get acorns. Daniel's voice sharpened, though he tried to stay calm. You work at Little Explorers? Yes, Sophia said, blinking. I started recently. Her voice faltered. Wait, Chloe is your daughter. You didn't know that? No, she said, quickly. I mean, I only see first names on the roster, and your name, right, never came up. Her emergency contact is someone named Robert. My father-in-law, Daniel muttered. Sophia's face softened. I had no idea. Chloe tugged at his sleeve. Dad, Miss Sophia played with teddy bears with me, too. Daniel looked between the two of them. His original plan had been to ruin this dinner, bring Chloe, make the whole thing awkward. But instead, here was this woman, this strange, kind storyteller who already knew his daughter. And more than that, Chloe liked her, trusted her,